it's Sheila with Sheila Ellis-Glasper Social Media Consulting, and I wanted to do a quick video showing you how to set up a Facebook event ad. I'm going to go ahead and load up my ad manager, and I'm going to create my ad. I am going to want to do the engagement option here in consideration for my marketing objective. And so that is the type of marketing objective that you need to choose when you're creating a Facebook event ad. Okay, and so basically the engagement, you're paying to get more comments, like shares, event responses, or offer claims. In this case, it's going to be event responses. So you want to select the event response tab right there and hit continue. Okay, so really important part of building your event ad is making sure that you're hitting the right people, you're targeting the right people. That is going to make a world of difference. You don't want to deliver your ad to people who might not be interested. Your ad will do better if it's very targeted to an audience who would be considered warm, meaning that they are not just cold leads. They're people that may be interested in your event. And so I'm doing an event here that I'm going to set up for a client that I have. And if you've already been on creating Facebook ads, you probably have saved an audience. I have a saved audience, but I'll walk you through how I set the interest up for that targeted audience. So I'm going to go ahead and name this event. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and go into my saved audiences, and I actually have Yoga Manhattan for the last yoga event we did. So you can see, I'm going to go ahead and hit edit so you can see the process you go through when you're creating an audience. You can put your location in, and for an event in particular, this event is a free yoga night, and so it's like for an hour, and so people probably aren't going to travel that far for this event, and so I'm just going to put a 30-mile radius in the actual city where the event will take place, and then you can choose your age range, and I'm putting 20 to 45 here. Women, the client that I'm working on this particular ad for, they specialize in prenatal and pediatrics chiropractic work, and so I want to definitely be targeting women because they target women. That is their ideal demographic with dealing with pregnant patients, and then also mothers of newborns and infants and children who bring their children in for chiropractic care. So we will just select women there, and then here's where we can kind of get targeted as well, is adding people who have shown interest in physical fitness, yoga. You can also put people who are interested in health and wellness, people who are interested in meditation. So as you can see, once you put in an interest here, Facebook will give you some more suggestions of other types of interests that you may want to target. So we're going to stick with these, and then you have your connection type here. You could actually add target people who already like your page, friends of people who like your page, or you can exclude people. Alright, so now that we have our audience selected, we can now set our budget. So Facebook allows you to set your budget by daily budget or lifetime budget. In this case, I'm going to set a lifetime budget, and I'm going to set the dates. I want it to start today, and right now it's 3:48, so I'll just start it for like 4:30 this afternoon, and then I'm going to end it on the day that the event is, and I'll end it probably at about 5. We'll say 5:30. The event starts at 7 on February 8th. Okay, and so we're going to change that lifetime budget And Facebook will give you an idea of how much you should spend to get the most out of your ad. I'm gonna put $35 here for this ad, and it'll run for a few days. The optimization for the ad delivery is event response. And of course, you could go lower than that. I chose to do 35. You can also do a daily budget, and so you could tell Facebook, I only want to spend like, maybe you only want to spend $3 a day or $5 a day for the number of days that your um, event is running. I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, I'm going to put 35 on mine. Okay. You can also optimize your ad delivery to do impressions, post engagement, unique reach. I'm going to go ahead and do event response. That is recommended because it's an event ad on Facebook. Also, you have your bid amount here, and so you could manually put in your bid and tell Facebook how much you want to pay per impression. I'm just going to let Facebook do its magic and let Facebook determine the bid amount based off of the budget that I set. Okay, you can also do ad scheduling. You can run your ads on a schedule if you like. So if you think that your ad needs to be delivered at a certain time, you can go ahead and do that. You could say, I want to deliver it in the nighttime, in the morning. You can do that. I'm gonna run my ads during any time that Facebook feels is a good time to share the ad with my target audience. Here, I'm not going to put it on a schedule. There are going to be situations where a schedule might be good. For instance, if you're a restaurant and you have an ad where you're doing a lunch special, maybe your ad only needs to run in the morning, because if it runs after lunch, then it's kind of too late. So there are specific situations where you might want to run an ad based on schedule. Okay, so I'm ready to go ahead and move forward with my ad. Now it's time to do the creative part, which is adding the photos. You could use, Facebook has lots of stock images that you can use. I just typed in yoga and look at all these images that are already in here. So we could utilize an image that we already have on our computer, or you can select the images that Facebook has. So you could also select several images. So if I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how I do that. And so I'm going to select more than one image. And then the cool thing is you can go back and then see which images are getting the most response, and then you can just only use those that are getting the most response. So as you can see, they've got some pretty nice quality images here. And I'm also going to go into my image library because I already have an image that I want to use, and this is the actual image that is already on my ad, on my Facebook event, I mean. So I'm going to crop this. That I want to get a little tighter in on this image. Okay. So these are the two images that I'll use for the ad, and then now you can choose your event. Once you can choose your Facebook page if you're managing multiple pages, and then go ahead in here and select your event. If your event is already set up, Facebook will show it to you just like it brought in this. So I am going to write my text that shows up above my ad, and I already had my text that I want. But basically, when you're writing your text, you don't want it to be too long. You want to have some type of attention grabber text that would be your very first sentence, then maybe some sentence that's kind of explanatory of what the event actually is, and then a call to action. In this case, the call to action is people have to reserve their spot, and I gave them a way to do that by calling or emailing. And so that's pretty much how our ad is going to show up here. the pixels here and the URL parameters, that has to do with Google Analytics, and the pixel tracking has to do with the Facebook pixel, which we will not get into today. But in short, a Facebook pixel is a little code that Facebook gives your ad account, and anytime you embed that code on the back end of your any website, so it could be like a landing page or just a thank you page on an email on your website, or any page on your website where you're sending people, what happens is it collects data from the people that actually visited that web page that has the code, and then when that particular person, if they're on Facebook, then they'll get delivered an ad on Facebook based off of them visiting that web page that had the pixel code. So we're not going to do that today, and I'm going to go ahead and place my order, and that's it. It's really easy to set up a Facebook event ad. Basically, what you really want to pay attention to is your visual, to make sure your visual pops and people will stop and read your ad. So that means making sure that you have some text that's attention grabbing and giving them a call to action. And then also your targeting. You want to make sure you target the right audience that will see your ad, people that are more likely to respond to your ad in your event. And that's it. I hope that was helpful to you.